Yo, what's up guys? Kaz here from Performance Capital. Let's talk about single arm overhead pressing, okay? Or even just single arm pressing itself. Now, if you've been in the training game for a little while, you will know how important it is to work unilateral exercises, okay? Or single limb exercises to make sure that we try and fix any imbalances between and that we're moving confidently and similarly between the two sides of our body, okay? It's always a great tool to utilize for your training. Now, when it comes to single arm pressing overhead, the same common issues usually arise with regards to our shoulder mobility and also our postural stability. But once you fix those two things, then there is a third thing that usually comes up as well, and that usually comes down to our postural alignment, okay? So this is quite similar to postural stability. When we come to postural alignment, what I am referring to is the alignment through the shoulders, okay, with regards to each other, and the alignment through the hips and the rest of the body as we do single movements, or single limb movements, sorry, okay? So whenever we're going to do an overhead press, as the weight starts to increase, well, the body will start to change the position it is in to compensate for that weight being moved. Obviously, as it's lighter, so with no weight except the weight of my arm, as I press above my head, you will notice that I can keep pretty good postural alignment as I'm pressing above my head, okay? I can get good shoulder mobility, especially with single arm, and I've got good postural stability as well. So the chest stays nice and high. I'm strong through my torso. My shoulder mobility is easy to achieve, okay, because I've been doing my little exercises. And then also my postural alignment is pretty good too. So working through the hips, working through this upper part as well, all right? Now the only problem is when we start to add weight, it becomes more and more difficult to keep postural stability, healthy shoulder mobility, and also postural alignment as well, because what tends to happen is you fall out of alignment as the weight starts to increase. What you want to do is when we start to press a little bit more weight and the load starts to increase, you want to make sure that we're keeping that strong postural alignment. This is a really good reason that we'll use a mirror when we're pressing above our head, okay? Because one, to keep the postural alignment, two, keep the postural stability, and then three, also checking on that shoulder mobility to bring it into the right end position every time we press, okay? If you're finding that you're falling out of alignment when you do pressing or when you do a lower body exercise while you keep this isometric, then what you need to do is just monitor your progressions, okay? And progress at a slower rate to allow yourself to build strength through your torso section, okay? Because a lot of the time it's that core and their ratio to the torso strength that is failing, and the reason that you'll fall off balance or you'll reach over too much, okay? So staying stronger through our core section is really important, especially with unilateral. All right, so hopefully these little tips will help you along the way, especially with the unilateral work, overhead pressing. If you haven't watched the double hand press already, okay, so more military press, like a barbell or using two weights at once, and then go over and check out that video first, and it'll make a little bit more sense with regards to those two notes of shoulder mobility and postural stability, okay? Because the only one we really add through here is our postural alignment, which can only really be affected by when we're doing more unilateral stuff, okay? If it's falling out of alignment while you do bilateral work, then it's more likely to be some other issue in another area. So check those ones out.